Nintendo Switch Online has garnered a reputation for being one of the best gaming subscription services out there. Not only do you get access to the online play of great games such as ARMS and Splatoon 2, you also receive access to a wide portfolio of NES and Super NES games. And one of my goals with this channel is to emphasize, talk about, and give attention to some of the more overlooked titles on this service. There are plenty. There's lots to talk about already, even in the early years of this new subscription service, but there are still lots of hidden gems on the service that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Pilotwings could very easily be one of the most underrated games on Super Nintendo. I grew up with this console and experienced many of its classic, iconic games, and have heard about several more, but somehow Pilotwings slipped under the radar. I had never heard anyone talk about this game until fairly recently, and the sequels, Pilotwings 64 and Pilotwings Resort, are generally seen as rather lazy launch title games for new hardware. I was very surprised, therefore, when I finally got my hands on Pilotwings and found myself entranced with the simplistic nature of the gameplay. You are a student attending a flight academy and learning how to maneuver your aircraft. There is no real reason to learn this. It isn't a tutorial or an entry point to something greater. It's a flight simulator, and a really good one, even today. The challenge of the game comes from learning how to fly. Something that would be a mere minigame in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas becomes its own, legitimately compelling gaming experience. There are 5 different modes of transport: planes, rocket belts, skydiving, hand glider, and helicopter. The entire game is built around learning how to use these vehicles to accomplish goals. I personally have the most difficulty using the hand glider. The game is a radical departure from the NES-style platformers or adventure games. It feels very much like a predecessor to Wii Sports. In fact, a lot of aspects from Pilotwings made their way into Wii Sports, such as the calming, laid-back atmosphere and the air sports in Wii Sports Resort. Pilotwings is not a game about saving a princess or putting the last Metroid in captivity. It's a game about learning how to fly. I can certainly see the influence this might have had on future Nintendo games like Wave Race, Animal Crossing, and of course, Wii Sports. It also uses Mode 7 to simulate a 3D effect, a novelty for its time. I'm surprised to be saying this, but I honestly prefer this game over the original Star Fox. I think the gameplay and visuals have aged a lot better, and I appreciate the myriad of vehicles you can use. Despite the laid-back atmosphere, the game is quite difficult after you clear it once and unlock the Expert mode, which is essentially a second quest. It took me several hours to get through the last few levels and clear the final helicopter stage and rescue your instructors from certain doom from the creatively named Evil Syndicate. I have cleared the game before, but I found myself surprised at how much I enjoyed returning to this one. Like any Gate game, it only gets better with age.